Hello friends, Techman Pat here, and what is that? Is that a camera on a gimbal? Is that a webcam on a gimbal? What kind of quality does this webcam on a gimbal have? Is it better than a $1,000 camera from Panasonic? Let's find out. Welcome to my review of the Insta360 Link. This is a webcam from a very popular action cam company, Insta360. So big thanks to them for sending me this for review. There is a lot of exciting stuff I want to talk to you about, and most of it is going to happen as I walk around. So let's get started by rolling the intro. Now the Insta360 Link, I'm gonna call it the Link camera, is incredible. Look at this gimbal. It is following my face everywhere I go. It is very smooth, it zooms in and out, and it follows me along if I'm walking around. And you know, comparing it to this camera over here, you be the judge. I think the quality is pretty darn impressive. This is a webcam on a gimbal. What can it actually do? Well, first of all, you can walk around your room and you can talk about it. It'll zoom in on your face, it'll follow you around, and of course it'll capture your audio. So this is a quick audio test. I'm talking here and the Link has two little microphones right on the front, and this is what it sounds like if you're very far away, and this is what it sounds like if you're very close. I think the actual quality of the mic is very, very good for video calls and even presentations if you are standing a little bit further away. And today we're going to compare it to that camera back there, $1,000, and also to the Brio, the Logitech Brio 4K that looks like this. It is a stationary webcam, but its color and its contrast is very, very bad, in my humble opinion. Now, as a camera that for $250, it's pretty good, right? You're gonna sit there, you're gonna have a meeting, you can zoom it in, cut it up and whatever with the software, but the image quality isn't that great. Comparing that to the Link, this is obviously much better. The Brio also has a microphone, so let's have a listen to the quality of this microphone. I think it's okay. Again, for a call, it'll be absolutely fine, but compared to my lapel microphone, well, it's probably not as good. Of course, I do prefer my lapel microphone for every video I make, but it's good enough for a video call. Now, what makes the Link special apart from the gimbal? Well, it is actually the quality of the sensor. The sensor is quite a lot bigger than a lot of these webcams. For once, somebody put a high quality sensor camera into a webcam. Can you just fathom how bad webcams have been for the last 20 years? Even the ones made by Apple inside a MacBook are bad. This is at 4K, it's at 30 frames, you don't need more of that for a webcam. It can do 1080p at 60 and it can do 1440p at 60. It can also do HDR, but looking at this light, you would think it's HDR, but it's not. So we'll take a look at the settings in a second, but I want to talk about some of the most exciting features that the Insta360 comes with and why you should consider it as your next webcam, especially if you're one of the people we're going to talk about today. So obviously the gimbal, you can get up, you can follow, it'll follow you around, it'll zoom in on your face, but it has something called gesture control. So right now, if I'm standing around, I'm talking, doing a presentation, some people like to present when they're standing up. It's much nicer. You can distract yourself with your hand movements and whatnot. But if you want to zoom in on your face, let's say you want to do that, do you what? Walk back to the computer? No. You use gesture controls. This is so cool. I've had so much fun with it. You make an L shape with your hand. The light starts flashing blue and you start zooming in. Look at that. And of course, moving back down, it zooms out. Now, let's say you're walking around and you know it's getting a little bit distracting, the movement of the camera, because you're pacing, you're thinking, but you know that the camera's in the middle. You don't need to kind of look back. You don't need to stop here and go, oh yeah, well, you know, I'll better look this way. No, you know where the camera is. And you want to give yourself a bit of movement without moving the camera. Well, let's lock it in. Let's give a gesture to lock in the stationary position that it's at now. I think that is absolutely fantastic, and it really helps with presentations, I think. Now, okay, we're gonna go back to my face. I think it's much better. There it is. Look how quick that was. Now, I'm a teacher. or I'm a worker that's doing a presentation from the office, or I'm having a meeting with my colleagues and we're going to brainstorm on a whiteboard? Well, obviously I can walk around, I can lock it in, I can say, hey, just look at this one, but there is a better way. Link has a gesture for working on that board back there. And you can see the little squares there. They are there to tell the AI where to look. So right now, if I want to present on this whiteboard, let me do the peace sign, because that's what it is for whiteboard. It's going to zoom in, find the whiteboard, and there it is, folks. We can now present on a whiteboard, we can talk about it, we can say, hey, let's just write this great idea here, Pat. Johnny, that was a fantastic idea. Here we go. And if you're done with that, give it a peace sign, and you're back to your face. So that's the thing. At 550 Australian dollars, who is this for? Well, I think it's more orientated at a school teacher or a presenter or a YouTuber or somebody who makes videos about education. And I've seen a lot of videos like that that would benefit for something like this. And of course it is for the person who just wants the high quality of the webcam, because I think, well, from the way I've seen it work so far and from the couple of weeks that I've been using it, this has the best webcam quality that I have ever seen. Now, the features don't stop there. There is another feature that makes it even more exciting. Let's say you're a comic book YouTuber like Casper's Comics. Check him out in the links below. Friend of mine who actually gave me a gift I'm about to show you. If you are one of those people who want to show something on their desk, there is a mode called Desk View Mode, and we'll turn that on right now. Look at that. Here is the comic book The Boys, and here's the box for the Insta360, the AI-powered 4K webcam. As you can see, I can move the box around. It is actually using AI to look down at my desk and adjust the angle to look as flat as possible. Now, obviously, this box shows it the most that if it's a very large, tall box, the flat area at the top will be kind of strange, because at the end of the day, it's not over the top of your desk, it is actually going from the side down. And if you have a book like this and you want to show a couple of pages, oh Jesus, please let this page be PG rated. Okay, that looks all right. There's a couple of people. Look how nice that looks. And obviously the light will have to be adjusted where the light's coming from, but right now I can show you a couple of pages and hopefully none of it is too rude. The Boys is a very, very naughty comic book, even worse than a show, so check it out if you have a chance. Now, the whole time I've been moving around, what you would have noticed is the incredible focus that this camera keeps on my face. It's called True Focus, and wow, I cannot believe how well it works. Compared to a $1,000 camera that can barely focus on my face to the point that I've turned it off to basically be a manual focus, this camera is absolutely incredible. And I cannot highlight how well it works just for focus. I can move around and it'll focus on my face. The AI is absolutely incredible and you don't need to do anything. This is all out of the box. Even the microphone has a feature that a lot of webcams just do not have, and that's noise cancellation. Because if you're in a loud room or if there's noises out in the background of you, why shouldn't the microphone that's capturing your voice have noise cancellation, the ability to remove noises that aren't supposed to be there? And of course, the industry leading 1/2-inch sensor. I cannot believe that companies like GoPro haven't just built a standalone webcam. It took Insta360 to put the high quality cameras that they have in their action cams into a webcam, and all of a sudden it has fantastic quality. I cannot believe it took so long. And comparing it to the Logitech Brio, which is supposed to be a webcam, it is supposed to be a high quality 4K webcam, it just isn't. It's just not anything compared to the Link. Here we are in the settings. It might look a little bit weird. I am recording my screen at 4K and I'm gonna fiddle around with a couple of settings. And of course, I'm using the actual Insta360 microphone for you to get a better feel of what it is like with it. So of course, right now you can see me in here. I can move the gimbal around. This is just the software and you can see my entire room. I can zoom in with the mouse. Hello. And I can change the quality. So let's just pop that onto 4K because absolutely amazing. Look at that, it looks beautiful. So let's talk about the setting. First of all, you have the gesture settings. So of course, palm to tell it to continue tracking your face, and then you can tell it to stop tracking your face. You've got the L for zooming in and out. You've got the V for the whiteboard settings, and then you can use the AI to actually set what it wants to follow. Now, if you have a big room, yes, the whole body will work really well. I have found the head works much better. Tracking speed is normal. This is actually the way the gimbal moves. So if I set it to fast and turn on the gimbal, it's much faster, but it could be a bit jarring. So I've actually set it on to medium, which is normal. But if you set it to slow, it's nice and slow. We've got streamer mode, which gives you a portrait view, and that's really good for things like putting it to the side when you're gaming and you put your game on the front screen. And of course, we've got HDR, which is really interesting because first of all, it doesn't support it at 4K or nor 50 or 60 frames a second. So it does drop it down to 1440p and 1080p. But I want you to see what it looks like. And if we let it follow my face for a little bit, I want you to see the light. That light right there. We compared it when we were using non-HDR mode, and that is how good it is. This camera's HDR is as good as the SDR. This half-inch sensor is incredible at picking up all the light. And you know what? That's why I don't really need HDR at all. I don't think you need it. So leaving it off gives a pretty nice clear video of you and the light around you. Let's just lock that in. Thank you very much. If we go to the image settings, we can obviously change things like compensate for light and exposure. I have set it to auto. I want it to do all the work for me. We can brighten it up, darken it up. If you do want to use some more saturation, you know, give it more red in there or contrast. Contrast always works really nice sometimes, but not too much. And you can save it as a preset, and auto white balancing is usually on auto, unless, you know, you've got a big white piece of paper, put it up, lock it in, and then that will be it. But you know what? Most of the time, I think people are just going to use this as out of the box. And of course, gimbal controls. This is a really easy one. You can zoom it in, zoom it out. You can move it around. You can also just use the screen to move it, the mouse on the screen. And you can also set some positions. So position 1, and let's say this is position 2 over here. So now if we go to position 1, hello, and look how fast. Position 2. Oh, so let's say you've got 2 people in a meeting. Let's say there's somebody sitting here next to you, like my wife when she works. Position 1, and I'm position 2. So now, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pat, and this is Smith, Mr. Smith. And I'm Pat, and this is Mr. Smith. It's absolutely fun to play with. Okay, some final thoughts. This is a $1,000 camera that I've been using for the longest of time. It's about 3 years now, and it is very good quality. It connects and syncs up to the audio that I have on here. It's all wireless, it's great. This is the Insta 360 Link, and it is a webcam for $550, half the price of this camera. And it gives you a quality that no webcam can right now. This is the best webcam quality I have ever seen, and I have a lot of webcams in this house. Some of them I don't even bother reviewing because the quality's so bad. The webcam on a laptop is bad, even if it's Apple, and I just have not found a webcam that's as good as this Link. So is the webcam worth $550? Yes, because the quality is incredible. Absolutely fantastic. Is it worth $550 for everyone? Maybe not. If the issue you're having is the quality of the webcam, then yes, $550 is going to solve that problem. Are you getting this for the gimbal or the fun of it? Well, probably not, because to be honest, as I've been using this at work, I don't use the gimbal. It's probably a little bit hard to justify using it in meetings. If you're just sitting there and it's kind of moving around because you move a little bit, it's probably distracting for meetings. If this is a way for you to present on a board like this, which the sticker has just fallen off, don't worry about that, then this is actually a fantastic webcam because you can get up, you can talk about it over here, and it's really quick and easy, and then you can always just lock the actual camera in and just talk like that. It's really, really quick and easy to use this device in ways like this. But is there a lot of people that would spend $550 to do that? I don't know. If you're a YouTuber, if you're also doing videos about comic books or books on your desk, then this is actually a really good solution where you can switch from talking about your face or to your face or with your face to your desk and talking about what's in your hands, what's on your desk, and it looks really, really neat because it's at 4K at 30 frames. So on summary, this is the best webcam I have ever used. Honestly, I just cannot think of anything else that I've found in the past that is any better than this. The gimbal itself is really cool. You might not use it a lot, but the quality of the webcam is incredible. So friends, thank you very much for watching. This has been a review of the Insta360. Big thanks to Insta360 for sending me this for review. Look at that. Look how well it just goes into focus on this device and then back to my face. Holy crap, incredible. So make sure to check the links below where you can buy the Insta360. I'll try and link them. It is available in Australia for around $550, $549. And of course, I think it is worth it, but it is a big expense for just the webcam. So don't get this for just the webcam. You do need to have a good use for it, or just get it as a tax write-off. Either way, thank you very much for watching. Like this video if you did, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you all in another video. Thank you very much. Bye.